So in this video today, we want to talk about why somebody would choose to use our services as matchmakers, international matchmakers, helping men from the West meet women from Eastern Europe, namely Ukraine. Luba has done it for many, many years. Why would somebody use us as opposed to maybe going and doing it themselves? And they can do it themselves. We're not saying that you must use a matchmaker to meet a woman from Ukraine. We're not saying that at all. What we're saying is, why would somebody choose to pay us for our services?
I think that the answer is pretty simple. Nowadays, there is a big variety of options of like everything, right? But people understand that the world is moving very fast, and there is the dynamic of the world is very fast. So people want to get things done. They want it to be done professionally, good, and so they want to learn something, they buy good course and they learn it fast, and they get maybe new profession. If they want to change their style, like before maybe people would try to figure it out themselves, but if you're a busy professional, you just go and do it, like you just hire a stylist. The same with the matchmaker. I would say that 50% of the guys who are calling us and who becoming a clients, some of them try to do it before by themselves, and they say it's complete waste of a time, because there's two options. There's one option that is letter writing, that unfortunately is complete not working, let's put it this way, and the second way is doing it through the apps, and then you go on the dates, and then you start dating, and then you understand that, you know, on this dating app there's so many people that you don't know who is real, who is not, what is the premise, what is going on, and people are wasting time. Nowadays we understand that the most valuable source, it's time. And time, like, it's not replaceable. You can't replace it. You can't go back. You can't do anything with that. So you need to really value your time. So most of our clients right now, it's I would say that it is a busy professionals, guys who just, they literally calling us and say, I want to hire professionals, the same as I would do for any other things and spheres in my life, and I want it to be done. So that is one type of people who are using matchmakers, and why they should, because we will completely cover that need for them, and we will cover that with successful result. And the second type of people who are using matchmakers, who are them? It's the guys who got not a very big experience.
Inexperienced guys. Okay, gotcha. So just make sure we're on the same page there. So yeah, I mean, it does take a it does take a certain level of self-awareness when you decide to go and do this. Because if you're saying to yourself, I can just go and date a Ukrainian woman and everything's going to be fine, but you don't have any experience doing that, the chances of you nailing it on the first go is actually quite slim, because you're going to encounter many different cultural differences, maybe even if you're inexperienced with women in general, because there is some crossover between Western women and Ukrainian women. It's not like they're so different that you're never going to encounter the same things, right? Both women are looking for basically the same thing, right? Just the way to get there is a little bit different. So yeah, it's saying that I don't really know anything. Can you please help me? Actually, we had a client sign up last week. I think it was after you left the call, I think, or maybe you were still
After
on the
I
call.
left the call, he signed up?
Yeah. No, after you left the call, and he said something along the lines of, he owned an airplane, and he said, if you want to learn how to fly, were you on the call when he said that?
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to fly an airplane, I'll teach you, and I'll come to you to find and for you to guide me with women from Ukraine.
And we heard it many times.
Yeah, and I said, perfect. That sounds perfect. So, and that's what it is. It's like, you understand that you don't know what you're doing, and that is fine. You know, some guys seem to think that if you were to admit, I don't know how to date a woman or a particular type of woman, there's something wrong with you. There's not. There's something wrong with you if you think you do, but you really don't know how to do it. So you have this complete, total lack of self-awareness. And it's all about, you know, improving yourself, improving your own skills, becoming confident, having practice, and then going out and actually doing it yourself. But the biggest one here, I think it's that when would you, if you were a busy professional, such as this client I was talking about before, he doesn't have time. He has his own business. He works with men in his career, in his field of expertise. He doesn't have time to meet women. And if you're running a business, say you have staff, say you're running multiple businesses, when do you have time to go out specifically to go and meet women?
But the problem in the West, it's like also that a lot of like nowadays there's a rules that you can't date at work, right? So how people met before. They was working, there was a cute coworker that you know you've been maybe friends for a little bit and then you become romantic. Now you can't even do that. And in the US, I guess it's become very like dangerous even like to even look that way to do something. So I don't know. Like for me, it's a shame that the guys cannot express themselves because like as you know, Ukrainian ladies like you know to hear the compliment. They like to be treated well. They like and like I can't imagine like when I was in US, like it's like the guys, it's like they're a little bit like a beaten dogs. I'm really sorry to say that, but they're scared to look at the woman. They they scared that you know if you look and say something, then you will be blamed for harassment or anything like that. So I guess that like we really have these two types of guys. Maybe there is something in between. Of course, there's like the guys who've been married for a long time and now they divorce and they won't do nothing with the Western woman. So of course we have clients like that, or we have clients who unfortunately become widowed, you know, and they widowed. No, weird.
The way you say it sounds like weirdo.
So like that type of guys, and we understand that you know everybody has their own story why they don't want to date on the West or why they can't. But I think that there is nothing better than just go to professional and achieve what you're looking for. Because we've been surprised when we first time got a request about coaching about how to date. We always kind of thought about that, wanted to do it, but never practiced that, never actually implemented in our business until we got a guy who is now very successfully engaged and they're waiting for their documents and they're together already for a year. And he been, because he has flexibility in work, like he's traveling and they're living together almost all this year, back and forth. He was coming to US, but he most of the time with her. Like he've done 12-hour coaching with us, with the mock dates, with the talking to us, with the explaining, asking questions. And it's something that I don't know if anybody else doing, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. Honestly, it's nothing to be like, oh, you know, like I'm clueless, I don't know how to do it. No, it's a perfect way to become better in something, take a task, learn how to do it and pass this exam and go successfully in a new relationship without any fuck up.
You know, it's actually like one of our favorite clients, really, isn't it? It's like the guy that comes to us and he says, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Guys, I love all of you. It's his favorite.
Well, I like this because, you know, the person is so open and they're saying, look, I don't really, like, I'm not that experienced or I haven't had experience for like 10 years. I don't really know, but can you help me? And this for us is just incredible because it's like, yes, definitely. Like you just listen to us and they're willing to listen to everything that we say. They don't take offense to anything. You know, they absorb everything. They write stuff down
and very self-aware. Like because after this coaching, he went and met a lady, and he unfortunately
didn't go well.
It didn't go well. And what was interesting is that he never said, like, because he didn't obviously did what we told him to do. So he self-reflected. He took some step back. He looked at all the situation. He came back and said, okay, tell me what I can do better. We explained that. And the second time he went to Europe, like to meet another woman, it went perfectly. He never blamed like us or himself. Like he understood that he just didn't do the things right. Sometimes guys, I understand that it's not pleasant when the things doesn't work for the guy. It's very painful. And the guys, sometimes I feel that, you know, we call it coming to your own shell. Like, you know, they sorry, I will compare our, not the guys, with this squid. It's like when the squid is getting out and then like, oh, no, like it's dangerous.
It's like a turtle.
No, it's
a turtle. You're thinking of a turtle.
No, and snail, not squid, snail. But anyway, so they're going back to their shell and they don't want to open up for the world. And this is wrong because we all make mistakes. You know, in everyday life, you cook something, you put too much salt. You know what? You would never cook again. You will never try it again. You know, or like you did something and then it didn't work out. So like you need somebody. I think that people need another person to cheer him up, to support him, to tell him that he can do it. But you know, if it is one thing, if it is your friend and say, yes, Stryker, you can do it. But another one, it's like when it is a professional person who can advise you what you can do better in order to be successful. So there need to be a shoulder of a human being who will support you on the journey to find a new relationship.
I think that men are either delusional when they think that they're good with women when they are not, or men think that all men are good with women except for them. But I'm here to tell you that most men that we deal with, right, that we come into contact with, whether it's through coaching or whatever, the majority of men are not good with women, right? Would you say that?
You mean Ukrainian women or
Yeah,
Western?
yeah. The majority,
Like,
when they come over, they don't have
experience.
Talk about with Ukrainian women, do not have the experience with Ukrainian women. Therefore, they are not like super smooth with the Ukrainian women. Okay, for the majority. But you know, they do learn, and that's our job, is to help them and coach them and to guide them through it. That's why we created Ascend, which is linked down below. You can join up for free, and you can have the information, the knowledge that we have through Ascend, which all of our clients have to do this course.
It's like, you know, we try to do, like, we do videos here on YouTube, like as a general topic to be applicable to everybody who is like doing it with us or doing by themselves. And Ascend, we're doing like exact videos of a almost like current situation that just happened to somebody, and we went like, okay, that needs to be fixed. Okay, here's the video. So we hope that not other guys would not repeat the same mistake. So it's also for the guys who are doing it through the matchmaker or doing it by themselves. But I guess that dating is difficult, right? Dating is difficult, especially if you don't know anything about that. But if you have a guidance, it's so much more enjoyable and so much more easier and so much.
I mean, there is the investment into it, right? So I mean, I do courses all the time. And when I do the course, I know I can probably find like 50% or 80% of that information online. If I scroll through enough videos and watch half of this, realize that one's wrong, start another video. But I would rather pay $300 or $500 or whatever for a course and go the most efficient way through that course, so I'm not wasting my own time when I could be doing something else, such as work or even relaxing, anything else. So that's probably, I would say, one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, why somebody would ask us to help them. It's because they don't want to do that. They don't want to figure it out. They don't want to make the mistakes, waste their time, get lost on the way. They want people to guide them through it. And matchmaking in the West at the moment, and it's growing, is getting really, really big and popular. I'd say that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And the amount of money that the companies are charging is phenomenal. You know, we speak to some of these other matchmakers from the West
who blame us,
and they when they tell us what they're charging, we feel like absolute garbage.
They told us.
We're like,
they
checked
like, our website and they said,
you guys are like really cheap, and because they're charging like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. And here's the interesting too, I'll just add this in here, is that the majority of their clients are females and they're lacking men. So I don't know, take from that what you will. I have some theories about it. Maybe I'll make a video about it one day. But for some reason, men are not paying this money. Females are. Females who can pay that kind of money are usually, you know, have done quite well in business, that have a lot of money. Chances are personality is going to be disagreeable. Men who are also paying that money do not want disagreeable women. Then they can't match. And that's the other thing too that's quite interesting, is that one of the downfalls of Western matchmaking, a man looking for a Western woman, a Western woman looking for a Western man, is that the woman is paying. So she needs to have dates. She has to have a certain amount of dates to fulfill the contract. Whereas with us, if there's a woman in our database who hasn't had a date for however long, it doesn't matter. I'll say our priority is the men, because the men are the ones that we're guiding the most, that have paid. So we only focus on them. We want to get them the best result. We have no obligation to get Olga, who joined the agency a month ago, to get her result, because that's not the way
that would be very difficult. You know, I don't know how they deal with it, because I heard from our clients who've been doing that before. So we have a couple of clients who hired, like for $50,000, they hire Western matchmaker. And when they tell us about or show us pictures of the date that they got, because most of the time it is a blind date, that is, I don't understand completely that it's, you know, the matchmaker just set you up on a date in your state, in your city, like they tell you like, okay, come to this place that time. Like, it's shocking, because like guys are so visual, how can you make the blind date? But if they would not make a blind date, I understand that the guy would never agree to go on this date. And so the matchmaker is just hoping that maybe, you know, the lady would be nice and the guy, like, maybe something would happen. And all, like, there was 2 or 3 guys that we, like, that our clients who told us about going out with these Western women that like didn't match any of their list. And at the beginning we couldn't understand why is that, but then when we realized that the ladies are also paying and that the agency must provide them result, that is really bad. Because for us, it's like we have not really Stryker Stryker, it's what he said, like we don't have obligation in front of ladies. We want the best result for the guys. I mean, we want the best result for the women as well, but if, you know, nobody choosing this lady, like we're not gonna push her to meet with this guy because like we have to. So our priority is guys, we're really watching out for them, and we are extremely flexible according to, you know, trying to find the golden middle, how we call it. It's like to find what the guy is looking for according to the look, to interest, you know. And we, on our Telegram, if you're not a member, just please link down below as well. It's a free community that we're discussing really different stuff. Guys asking questions, and the guys, for example, one guy was asking about music. He said, what if I like music and like I want to find a lady with a similar taste, you know? And of course, like with a similar taste, like it would be difficult. Like, I mean, with the country music, for example, because in Ukraine it just literally not exist, and that is the difference between Western. Like Western women would definitely know what is a country music is, when Ukrainian just never heard it.
You have village music.
We have a village music, so it's not like it's not that she doesn't like it; she doesn't know about that. And I think that the country music is interesting and nice because it's understandable. It's not like rap or heavy metal or rock music. So anyway, you can find the person with a similar interest, and you just need a little bit. Like I think it's even more interesting because dating international, it's like a little
niche.
No, it's like a puzzle, but a little bit difficult puzzle.
Yeah,
it's not easy puzzle, but it's beautiful puzzle. It's the outcome is great.
And the other thing too is that we set the premise for you, so the interaction that you're going to have, you both know what the intention is. So it's not like she doesn't know if what you're after or what you're doing. It's not like you're in Starbucks and you start talking to a woman and you're thinking, you know, how do I let her know that I like her? Should I ask her out on a date? And what's she going to think? And then you may not really ask her out on a proper date and she's going to think, well, he's not interested. We've set all that up for you. So you jump over that step when it comes to the dating. Same thing would happen if you went to, say, one of these countries by yourself and you went to a nightclub. Start talking to a woman, you may spend an hour speaking with her and then you find out that she has a boyfriend or she's not interested or she just wanted a free drink or whatever. So there's no premise set for it there, you know. And I think if you're a younger guy, that's not a bad option. I mean, like when I was younger, I traveled around and that was pretty much life. You know, you went to clubs, you talked to women, it was fun. But would I use that as a way to find a woman who was serious? I mean, it could happen if you're lucky.
If it is like
it could happen.
It could happen, but it's not.
But
100%.
But in terms of efficiency, it's not an efficient way to do it at all by yourself.
When you have a lot of time, it's good to do. Like you try.
If you've got a lot of time and not much money, it's probably the best way to do it. If you don't have a lot of time but you have some money to spend, probably best to take on some matchmakers who can, you know, they already have the woman there ready and waiting.
So using matchmaker or no, it's of course up to you, but we're always here for you, and we see you in the next one.
See you later.